Oh my god. I'm really sorry about the sound that's going on outside. My driveway is being redone right now. This is a second attempt at trying to record this, and I'm going to try and do it all in one take because I just need this to be done. I wanted to talk about perfectionism. That's kind of the point of me sitting down. I keep looking over here because this is where I'm seeing myself, but I have to look because last time I tried to record this, my card filled up. So I have to keep an eye on it. But sitting down to just record this video, so many things have gone wrong. I am just so... Today, it's been rough. I'm really kind of pissed off a little bit. I'm trying not to be, but, you know. First, my outlet stops working. I have to switch everything that I've got going on here to a different outlet. I'm moving my power brick for my laptop, which is this. I'm holding it like this, right? And I'm moving it, and this thing comes unplugged, and it falls on my big toe, and I drop to the ground, to the floor, and I'm cursing. Oh, the battery is low. My battery's low. Okay, I gotta change my battery now. I'll be right back. Let me give you some backstory. This whole, 100 head challenge, I decided that I would do that, except I didn't do the whole thing. I didn't do 100 heads. I got to maybe I don't know, you can count the video. I don't remember how many heads I did, but not 100. The whole point of this, for me talking right now, is because I wanted to talk about perfectionism. Because I think it honestly is one of the biggest hang-ups for me. And for, I'm sure, a lot of people. I was drawing these heads, these faces, and I was getting so critical on myself. I just got really angry. Perfectionism, it was strangling me. My ability to be open and enjoy just the process of drawing. I mean, I deal with perfectionism on a daily basis in my personal life as well. It goes hand in hand with OCD, but really any artist can definitely sympathize with perfectionism and say that they've experienced it too, because I think it's really prevalent with artists. I'll show you guys what I've been doing, these heads that I did draw, and I took I definitely didn't take a 5-minute limit per head or whatever, which I think you're supposed to do. You think you're supposed to do if you really want to get 100 heads in what is it, 10 days or something, you should have a limit, and obviously you can't take 30 minutes per head or whatever, which is kind of what I did because I'm a perfectionist. Anyways, I don't want to be a perfectionist anymore. I don't like it. It makes me mad. I would rather just be okay with my failures. I think that's the point of this. I think that's the point of this. I spit on the lens. I don't care. I'll spit on it again. This is about perfectionism. It's bothering me so much. I'm not gonna do anything. I'm just gonna keep going. I'm gonna do a super cut of these heads that I did. I think that there is some improvement that I did make, just not on the scale that I wanted it to be. Oh, he stopped. Let's just enjoy this moment for a second. That's nice. That's nice. Yeah, so I hope you guys enjoy this. I'm trying to make these shorter. I want these videos to be useful and helpful, but I need them to be sustainable for me to be able to do them and to do them more often. Yeah, anyways, who cares, right? Leave a like and comment. I really like when people comment, not just good stuff, just anything. I like when people engage. That's what I really enjoy that. If you have resources to help me draw heads, learn how to draw heads and not, jump off of a tall structure into a body of water and survive and swim. I would swim away. I'm going to cut this. Anyways, thank you guys so much. Okay, goodbye. But I'm going to talk later, so it's not really goodbye. Okay, goodbye. I started with a bunch of animated or drawn reference pictures, which I think helped me better. I like drawing from an already drawn image more than a photograph. I think it's because in a drawn image I can see all the lines and stuff that are already there that really help me kind of know what I'm supposed to do. When it's just a photograph, there's like, I don't know, I don't have the know-how. There's like so many things that I could do, and I just kind of get lost in all the choices. But something you'll probably notice is that a theme in these is that I draw my eyes way too big. And the spacing between the eyes is never right. Also, another common issue is faces being too long. Just not getting the measurements correct there. I tried doing a little shading, but I wasn't super committed about it, so I didn't go very hard on it. These first ones were not bad. I think that I did alright on these ones. But you'll probably see like arrows pointing in different directions. It was just me telling myself that the face was too long or too short, or the eyes were too close together or too far apart, or the nose wasn't long enough, or the eye was too big or too long, or whatever. Here in a little bit, I decide to take a break from just drawing how I would without any, any teaching or whatever. I go and watch a bunch of Michael Hampton, how to draw heads and faces, how to construct heads and faces videos, and I come back with like a method, like a different method of doing things, and I think it helps. It helps me like imagine like the skull behind the face. But I think ultimately I think with everything, there's just like, there's a little bit of a give and take. Like, there's stuff I'll leave, and then other stuff that I'll take and I'll adopt. This guy's face is awesome. It's so good. I love this guy. I don't know who he is. I think he's an actor. I don't actually know that. I want to say I feel like he's in Dune or something. He looks like he's a Sardaukar. What are they? I can't remember. Harkonnen. He looks like Harkonnen. I try not to go back and edit too much, but I give into that compulsion a few times. Just my OCD of like, perfectionism sneaking in again. I tried not to focus too heavily on like major things. Well, no, I'll say it differently. I tried to focus on the biggest like shapes that there were, and just instead of like getting every little like facet of someone's face and like the roundness of a nose and like the shading and everything, and I just try to simplify things. I tried to keep it in the forefront of my mind to simplify things as much as possible. I fail miserably. This one, I freaking hated it so much. You don't see it in that because it's going a little too fast, but usually if I'm doing really poorly, I'll write off to the side something. Like I think in that case it was I'm in hell. I think that was what I wrote. And I did feel like I was in hell. I just could not get that face right. This one I think I did a little better. I like this one a little bit better. I think the proportions on it are good. Shading, I don't know. I should not have done the shading because that's not what the exercise is about. I just couldn't help myself. This one gave me so much grief. This first one is not terrible. It's just not right. It doesn't resemble him. It resembles him slightly, but not a lot. But here in these other attempts, you'll see this is where I had done a little bit of, I had watched like some Michael Hampton videos and I had learned a little bit about head construction and, you know, all these measurements and these angles and these planes and everything. But it's probably just because I haven't watched, you know, more of his videos and teachings. I don't really know where to go from here. Like I can draw these planes and these fancy lines and I just don't know like exactly where to go from here. I think that this did a pretty good job at just getting like the basic, like the measurements of this guy's face down. But even at the end of it, you'll see like I just was not satisfied with, I'm like, it just doesn't capture his, like, this guy's face is so cool. It's so like, I don't know, rugged, or I don't know if he was a wrestler or what, but he's got a great face. His ears are, I don't know, doing that wrestler thing where they're like kind of clubbed or whatever you want to call it. I don't know what it's called. Maybe I'm just insulting this guy's appearance, but I think he looks cool. I wanted to capture his distinctiveness. And watching it back, it's like, it's not that bad. When I was drawing it, oh my gosh, I was just getting so frustrated with myself. I couldn't get it right. And that's classic perfectionism for you. But this is a really cool picture. I like her haircut a lot. I think it's awesome. I struggled pretty hard though with this. This is one that genuinely is awful. It is so bad. I made his face way too long. And I draw some arrows, obviously, later. I'm doing the whole Michael Hampton thing. I just made his chin, like, way too low. And then at the end, it's just kind of laughable. That's okay, though. I started to do things a little differently at this point. I started to kind of like, I was taking the stuff I learned from Michael Hampton, his videos, and kind of did that, but along with just kind of like how I would naturally feel to do it. Like how I would naturally go about drawing a portrait. And so I kind of had both things in mind. And I think that I was doing a little better because I was making very, very broad strokes to like kind of get the measurements right at the beginning. Instead of making really precise lines at the beginning, I was doing really broad stuff that helped me kind of like block in where things are supposed to go later. And I think that helped me a lot. I find that sometimes I do things by accident and I'm like, that looks good, but I don't know what I did. And I can't replicate it because I'm not like, my brain is not functioning so high, so much that I recognize what it was that I did right. And that's frustrating sometimes. It's something I need to do better. Is just like making sure I'm paying attention to what I'm doing and not just zoning out. I tried to do a little bit of hatching, shading on this one. I don't think I've ever done that before. I don't think I've done that before. I don't think it looks terrible. This one's pretty good, but I think that like the jaw is too far back. And then of course I can't help myself. Do a little extra shading, a little work in the hair, details. This is another one where I was drawing it and I thought that it was just the worst thing I'd ever seen. And sure, it's not like, it doesn't look like her necessarily. A little bit it does, but there was just something that was off. I think the nose is maybe too small, lips too big, eyes too big. And I was so frustrated, I wrote off to the side. Let's see what I wrote. I can't remember. Into my suffering. Yeah, that's right. I remember that. That's because I was suffering. And these lips, man, I couldn't get it. I could not get it. Yeah, I liked the hair though. I had a good time with the hair. It was fun. The eyes are so big, dude. They're so big. This is one. Okay. I love this pose, this photograph. I love this model's face. I tried the Michael Hampton method and it just was not working. I was trying to get it too exact. Like I wanted it to be exactly. But it's kind of like where I decided that I needed to change things up. I needed to do things a little bit more cartoony, a little bit more like a caricature, and just like get the essence of it instead of trying to get it exactly right, because I just was not getting it. Like you can see the bones are there. Again, the lips, like I just couldn't figure out the lips. But I decided to try things my way and do things, just incorporate more like doing the broad strokes up front and just doing kind of like a caricature or whatever. But I didn't record it because I was so mad about this last drawing. So here's a picture of it. I took a screenshot of it. Here it is. But I was so mad that I couldn't get it right. I ended up drawing this, which I ended up really loving. You can see it's like not an exact replica of this guy's face, but it's I like it because like the character is there. His sly little like look is there. His eye's too big still. That's an issue for sure. And his face is like, his head is like, I don't know, too broad. There's too much. It's too. The whole thing is too broad. But other than like I liked doing it. It was a lot of fun. I tried to, instead of just getting the exact thing, I tried to just capture the essence of it, the character of it, the energy and whatever. I don't know what words you want to use. And I think I did it with this one. I liked this one a lot. But anyways, that is going to do it. Thank you guys for watching, for sticking around. I'm trying to do new things with this, talking during the whole time-lapse thing. Hopefully that was more engaging for people. Sorry, I just tapped on the screen really hard. I'm using my phone as a mic. Anyways, I'll shut up. All right, thanks guys for watching. I'll see you next time.